Very good morning. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India News, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next hour. Third group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American girl, released on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce. Biden and Netanyahu discuss ongoing hostage deal. Sierra Leone president says calm restored. Most leaders of barracks attack detained. Rescue operations at Sierra tunnel in India's Uttarkashi on war footing mode. Vertical drilling makes progress on first day. And India beat Australia in second T20 International by 44 runs, lead 5-match series 2-0. News in detail. Another group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year American girl, released by Hamas on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce on Sunday. Israeli military has confirmed that all 17 hostages, including 14 Israeli and 3 foreign nationals, are now in Israel. The hostages had first been transported to the southern Israeli army base in Hatzerem. Simultaneously, Israel freed 39 Palestinian prisoners on the third day of their truce. The International Committee of the Red Cross helped in the successful transfer of the hostages from Gaza. A fourth exchange is anticipated on Monday, marking the final day of the ceasefire. International mediators led by US, Egypt and Qatar are working to extend the ceasefire initiated on last Friday. Released Israeli children and women hostages landed at Israel's Schneider Children's Medical Center on Sunday by helicopter for medical checkups. Doctors said that 9 children and 2 mothers who were released on Sunday were in stable condition and were undergoing medical and emotional evaluation by dedicated teams.
This event is a national mission, and we are feeling proud and privileged to take care of the returning families, children, and their mothers. Our hearts are with the hostages who remain at the Gaza Strip and their families that are here. We sincerely hope that very soon they will come back home, they will be free again, and live a healthy life as soon as possible.
An Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited inside the Gaza Strip and met with security forces on Sunday. According to his office, Netanyahu spoke with soldiers and commanders and received a security briefing. His visit took place on the third day of a 4-day truce between Israel and Hamas. Earlier, Netanyahu, in communication with US President Joe Biden, offered to extend the ceasefire by an additional day for every 10 hostages released by Hamas.
We are here in the Gaza Strip with the heroic fighters. We make every effort to return our hostages, and eventually we will return them all. We have 3 goals for this war: eliminate Hamas, return all our hostages, and ensure that Gaza will not become a threat to the state of Israel again. I'm here to say to my friends here, to the fighters here who are telling me the same thing, and I repeat this to you, the citizens of Israel, we will continue until the end, until victory.
US President Joe Biden is calling for the 4-day Israel-Hamas pause in fighting to be extended to allow for the release of more hostages. He spoke to reporters to confirm a 4-year American girl was one of the 17 hostages set free on Sunday. Let's take a look at DD India's US correspondent Nick Harper's report.
US President Joe Biden was buoyed by the news that Abigail Idan, the 4-year-old American-Israeli child who was taken on October the 7th, had been freed and was now back with her extended family in Israel. She was taken by Hamas on October the 7th after reportedly watching fighters kill both of her parents. Biden said that she had undergone terrible trauma.
Abigail was among 13 hostages released today from Gaza, under the brokered and sustained, though intensive, U.S. diplomacy. She's now safely in Israel, and we continue to press and expect for additional Americans will be released as well. And we will not stop working until every hostage is returned to their loved ones. That's my goal, that's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who are in need in Gaza.
The president is now pushing for the release of all the other hostages. But of course, that can only happen if the pause in fighting is extended further. And part of the problem is that Israel throughout has argued that if there is a longer pause in the fighting or even a truce, that would only give Hamas the ability to regroup and to strengthen. So President Biden has been urging all sides to try and extend that pause as long as possible. He spoke to reporters on Sunday, during which he said he was hopeful that this is not the end, referring to the fact that Monday is the fourth and final day when we're expecting to see more hostages released. If there are any more, a pause in the fighting would need to be extended further. Joe Biden managing to speak to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the course of Sunday, during which we're told by the White House that the two leaders agreed that the work is not yet done and that they would continue working to secure the release of all the hostages. So both men want the same thing, for Hamas to no longer be in control of the Gaza Strip. However, Israel has said that it wants to continue the fight to eradicate Hamas, and therefore we may not see the pause in fighting extended as the US president is hoping. Nick Harper in Washington, reporting for DD India.
And grandfather of 4-year-old American hostage Abigail thanked US President Joe Biden for his role in bringing her home after more than 50 days in Hamas captivity.
It was wow. I couldn't believe until I saw her. I simply could not believe it. Now I'm a bit more relieved. Not completely relieved, because there's happiness mixed with missing Abigail's parents.
As Hamas releases several hostages, emotional reunions took place in Israel on Sunday as captives who were held by Hamas in Gaza for weeks returned to Israel. Sharon Avigdori and her daughter Noam were freed on Saturday night on the second day of a truce between Israel and Hamas, which saw the release of 13 Israeli hostages and 4 foreign nationals. And after 49 days in Hamas captivity in Gaza, 85-year-old Yafa Dar was embraced by her family in Israel, who is now trying to think together how to help with her recovery. Hadar, whose family haven't heard from her since her kidnapping and was part of the first batch of Israeli hostages released from Hamas captivity on Friday under an Israel-Hamas truce deal. Another Israeli-Irish child hostage, Emily Korenberg, also reunited with her sister Natalie Han following her return to Israel on Saturday. Her father, Tom Han, said on Sunday that his daughter has lost weight but was doing better than expected. Emily returned in the second of 4 batches of hostages agreed under an Israel-Hamas truce deal to be released. Now, Israeli military has released a video on social media site X showing 8 trucks entering Gaza on Sunday. The IDF said 200 trucks entered Gaza on Sunday as coordinated by the aid agencies, 42 of which were loaded with shelter equipment. As part of this aid, some 3,600 tons of tents, blankets and mattresses have been transferred to Gaza ahead of the winter. The IDF further said that over 2,000 trucks have entered Gaza since the start of the conflict, transferring water, food and medical equipment. The latest 3 Thai hostages released from Gaza are in good health as per Thailand Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin. The Thailand Prime Minister took to his social media account and said that they are not in need of urgent medical attention. As per Thailand's Foreign Affairs Ministry, 17 Thai hostages have been released after being kidnapped during Hamas raids into Israel in early October and would be brought back to Thailand as soon as possible. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier reached Jerusalem on Sunday as part of a 2-day visit on the invitation of Israeli President Isaac Herzog. The German leader reiterated his country's support for Israel's right to defend itself and stressed that the ceasefire was essential for the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza. He is scheduled to visit the southern and eastern parts of the country. Also on Tuesday, Steinmeier will travel to Oman for political talks and will also visit Qatar. Tech entrepreneur Elon Musk will meet Israeli President Isaac Herzog on Monday, along with Israelis whose relatives have been held by Hamas in Gaza. Musk's visit coincides with a 4-day truce in an Israeli war with Palestinian Hamas in Gaza, during which 40 of the 240 hostages Israel says have been held by Hamas have returned to Israel. Israel's media said Musk would also meet Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday. Earlier, Netanyahu met Musk in California on September 18 and urged him to strike a balance between protecting free expression and fighting hate speech after weeks of controversy over anti-Semitic content on X. And in the Gulf of Aden, a U.S. Navy warship saved a commercial tanker from armed individuals, says U.S. officials identified as Central Park carrying phosphoric acid. The tanker's attackers weren't disclosed. The incident follows numerous attacks in the Middle Eastern waters due to conflict between Israel and Hamas. The Liberian-flagged vessel operated by Zodiac Maritime Limited was involved in suspected piracy while crossing international waters near coast of Somalia with multinational crew on board. Britain's Maritime Trade Operations Agency UKMTO alerts vessels to be cautious in southwest Aden. All right, moving further, relative calm remains in Sierra Leone after the government imposed a nationwide curfew on Sunday. This follows an attack on a military barracks by unidentified gunmen in the capital, Freetown. President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone announced that the leaders behind the attack on a military barracks in Freetown had been captured. He promised that they would be held responsible for the actions during an ongoing investigation. The president assured the nation that the situation was under control and peace had been restored. Security forces effectively repelled the renegade soldiers, but the situation remained uneasy in the country. This unrest comes after Bio's controversial re-election in June and an earlier protest that left 21 civilians and 6 police officers dead. Now the nation is struggling to maintain order and stability.
In the early hours of this morning, there was a breach of security at the military barracks at Wilberforce in Freetown. Some individuals attacked the military armory and other locations in Freetown, including Pademba Road Correctional Center. In the event, prisoners escaped. The attackers have been repelled by a combined team of gallant security forces, and calm has been restored. Most of the leaders have been arrested.
And the assigned military guard at Sierra Leone's former president Ernest Bai Koroma was shot point blank, while another was taken away following an attack on a military barracks by unidentified gunmen. Koroma did not say who shot the guards, but condemned the attack on the military barracks. Argentine President-elect Javier Milei extended invitation to Brazil's leader Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva to his December 10 inauguration. In a letter to Brazilian leader, Milei said that he wishes to keep sharing complementary areas with the neighboring countries so both can achieve growth and prosperity, citing their trade and global footprints, marking a shift from his earlier stance during election campaigning. Milei is closer politically and personally to former Brazilian president and has invited him to his inauguration. The leader is on an official visit to the U.S. to attend religious and political meetings. Facing a severe economic crisis, Argentina is tied up by a $44 billion loan program from the IMF that has veered off the track. Milei also spoke with IMF Director Kristalina Georgieva last week. All right, we'll slip into a short break, but still to come on DD India News Hour. New Zealand's new government sworn in, Parliament expected to open next week. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky thanks Ukraine's military for fighting Russian attacks. And US, Britain and other countries ink agreement to make AI secure.
We just don't don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
A platform for the developing world, amplifying the voice of the global south with a focus on the growing economies, resolving the conflicts, showcasing the culture, tradition, heritage and diversity. Watch Voice of the Global South at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. New Zealand's new government was sworn in on Monday, with Parliament expected to convene next week to work on new policies, including a new central bank mandate and lifting a ban on oil and gas exploration. New Zealand Governor General Cindy Kiro swore National Party leader Christopher Luxon in as country's 42nd Prime Minister, along with ministers of his cabinet at Government House in Wellington. The party signed coalition agreements with Libertarian ACT New Zealand and Populist New Zealand First on Friday, allowing the three parties to form a government, bringing an end to 6 years of left-wing governments in New Zealand. Meanwhile, President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday thanked Ukraine's military for fighting Russian attacks and his rescue services for tackling the consequences of extreme winter weather that he said had deprived about 400 settlements in 10 regions of power. In his nightly video address, Zelensky said relentless, intense battles were ongoing in the eastern regions of Donetsk and Kharkiv, while extremely challenging weather was affecting areas from Kiev region in the north to Odessa in the south. In Russian-controlled territory, Oleg Krychikov, a senior Moscow-installed official, said nearly 500,000 people were without power in Crimea, the peninsula Russia annexed in 2014. The Russian-installed heads of Crimea, of the Black Sea port of Sevastopol, and of the part of the Kherson region under Moscow's control declared days off for Monday amid reports of high winds, flooded homes and snowbound roads and damaged buildings. Now, Russia foiled a barrage of Ukrainian drone and 2 missile attacks on Sunday. At least 24 drones were involved in the Ukrainian attack that targeted Russian regions like Moscow, Tula, Kaluga, Smolensk and Bryansk. A Russian newspaper daily also reported of flights being delayed or cancelled at Moscow's main airports due to airstrikes. Now, North Korea has deployed soldiers and heavy weapons at guard posts near the border with South Korea following the suspension of a military accord between the countries. It all started when North Korea, as per claims, launched a spy satellite into space last Tuesday, and this prompted Seoul to partially suspend the 2018 Inter-Korean Pact designed to reduce military tensions on the Korean peninsula, saying it would resume surveillance flights along the border. Responding to this move, Pyongyang announced that it was completely withdrawing from the pact. A statement from the Defense Ministry carried by state media KCNA said its forces will not be bound by the agreement and that all military measures will be restored immediately. It added that South Korea would be forced to pay dearly for its decision to withdraw from part of the agreement. And it seems that the British has a lot to return to almost half of the countries on the planet it amassed its wealth from during its colonial rule. Now, Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis expressed concern over the slow progress in negotiations for the return of the Parthenon sculptures from the British Museum. He stated the need for more advancement in talks as he prepared to meet with British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak this week. The sculptures were removed by British diplomat Lord Elgin in the 19th century, and Mitsotakis is determined to continue pushing for their return. British officials, however, say the works were acquired legally.
This is not a question of returning artifacts whose ownership we question. We feel that these sculptures belong to Greece and that they were essentially stolen. But it's as if I told you that you would cut the Mona Lisa in half, and you would have half of it at the Louvre and half of it at the British Museum. Do you think your viewers would appreciate the beauty of the painting in such a way? Well, this is exactly what happened with the Parthenon sculptures, and that is why we keep lobbying for a deal that would essentially be a partnership between Greece and the British Museum, but which would allow us to return the sculptures to Greece and have people appreciate them in their original setting.
Now, coastal communities in Ghana's capital Accra are gradually being wiped out due to erosion. Environmentalists say the rise in sea levels linked to climate change is largely to blame. They are warning that the situation is likely to get worse if action is not taken to reverse the trend. DD India's Nabil Ahmed Rufai reports for more.
This house hanging over the cliff edge was once home to Bawa Seidu. He lived here with his family until the sea began to claim it.
When I was a young boy, the sea was very far from my house. Even during high tides, the sea never came close to destroying our houses. But when I turned 25 years old, I noticed that the sea had moved closer to my house and the tidal waves started to wash buildings away.
Ghana loses about 2 meters of its coastline every year to coastal erosion. According to UNESCO, nearly 40% of Ghana's coastal land was lost to erosion between 2005 and 2017. Hundreds of people in this community have already been displaced. Experts blame rising sea levels linked to climate change and other human activities.
A few years ago, this area was a drinking spot for partygoers who came to the beach. Now it's totally gone, and what remains are the pillars of the former recreation place.
The government has been responding to the situation by constructing sea defense walls along the shoreline, but the project has been halted due to the lack of funds. Experts say the country must turn to climate adaptive measures, which are less costly.
Mangroves, cultivation can help, manage, the sea level rise and the impact of the sea in communities. So maybe we could start doing this kind of engagement or interventions whilst we expect, government to take action.
In 2009, developed countries pledged to contribute $100 billion in climate finance annually to help developed countries adapt and mitigate against climate change. The support was to begin in 2020 and end in 2025, but analysts are concerned the commitment has not been met, which is why developing nations continue to bear the brunt of environmental change.
They must also make available the appropriate technology, that we as Africans can use to address the impact of climate change. Of course, when it comes to technology, we're not talking about the green economy, the renewable energy, as replacement, for dirty fuel or fossil fuel, if you like. But we need technology, we need support to be able to implement these kind of interventions.
But these interventions are a long way from being realized, and all the while, the sea is eroding the land. Bawa Seidu is worried that his community may soon disappear. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, in Accra, Ghana, reporting for DD India.
And in a graphical visualization by NASA's climate change time machine of what is said to be Earth's rising temperatures amid poles ice melt, the representations of near future Earth is alarming. The UN Climate Science Agency's major report in April 2022 outlined actions crucial for capping global warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius. Despite the IPCC's repeated warning since 1990, global emissions are still rising, putting us on track to surpass 1.5 degrees Celsius warming limit. The reality hit hard in the summer of 2023, which was record-breaking in terms of heat. With the global population facing vulnerability, drastic climate action is needed to prevent the dangerous ramifications, including the fast-warming Arctic and impending sea ice loss by 2035. The United States, Britain and more than a dozen other countries on Sunday unveiled what a senior US official described as the first detailed international agreement on how to keep artificial intelligence safe from rogue actors, pushing for companies to create AI systems that are secure by design. In a 20-page document unveiled on Sunday, the 18 countries agreed that companies designing and using AI need to develop and deploy it in a way that keeps customers and the wider public safe from misuse. The agreement is non-binding and carries mostly general recommendations such as monitoring AI systems for abuse, protecting data from tampering and vetting software suppliers. Still, the director of the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Jen Easterly, said it was important that so many countries put their names to the idea that AI systems needed to put safety first. Australia's Competition and Consumer Commission said new competition laws were required in response to the rapid expansion of various digital platforms in the country. So far, the Commission has not specified any competitive conduct regarding key digital platforms such as Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta and Microsoft, but pointed out the risk these platforms may pose as they have greater access to consumer data. The regulator also proposed new mandatory obligations on all digital platforms to address various issues related to their functioning and to ensure competition laws are fit for purpose to respond to the potential challenges posed by emerging technologies such as generative AI and virtual reality. Now let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. Malaysia will allow visa-free entry to citizens from China and India from December 1st, according to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. Anwar made the announcement late on Sunday and did not say for how long the visa exemption would be applicable. One person died while 12 went missing after a cargo ship carrying salt with 14 crew on board sank off the Greek island of Lesbos. The Comoro-flagged Raptor departed from Egypt and was bound for Istanbul when it issued a distress call early on Sunday. German missionary Father Hans-Joachim Lore, abducted in Mali's Bamako, was released. A church official confirmed the news, adding that further details from authorities are awaited. The Malian government and German Foreign Office declined to comment. Lore, residing in Bamako for 30 years, had gone missing while preparing for Sunday Mass last year. Now, Nicaraguan authorities barred the director of country's national beauty pageant, Karen Salberti, and her daughter from re-entering the country, as a Nicaraguan woman seen as a symbol of opposition to the government was crowned Miss Universe. All right, time now for another short break, but still to come on DD India News Hour. Rani Mukherjee and Muthaiya Muralidharan star attraction in International Film Festival of India. 14-day-long India International Trade Fair 2023 comes to an end. An auspicious festival of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Gurpurav, also known as Guru Nanak's Prakash Utsav, being celebrated today. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Recap of what we have done so far. Third group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American girl, released on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce. Biden and Netanyahu discuss ongoing hostage deal. Sierra Leone president says calm restored. Most leaders of barracks attack detained. Rescue operations at Sierra tunnel in India's Uttarkashi on war footing mode. Vertical drilling makes progress on first day. And India beat Australia in second T20 international by 44 runs, lead 5-match series 2-0. Now the rescue operation is on in full swing to evacuate trapped workers at the Sierra tunnel in northern Indian state of Uttarakhand. 20 meters of vertical drilling has been completed till last night. Manual digging into the debris of the last 12 to 15 meters is also expected to begin by today itself. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has informed that the auger machine has been taken out completely. He said the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is himself monitoring the rescue operation.
काफ़ी प्रयास सभी ने किया है। इसमें हमारे जो काटर हैं, काटने वाले हैं, उन्होंने आगर मशीन काट के पूरी निकाल ली है। आगे का कुछ पाइप का हिस्सा भी टेढ़ा हुआ है, वो भी नुकसान हुआ है, उसको भी काट के बाहर निकालेंगे। उसके बाद ड्रिलिंग का काम और पुशिंग का काम शुरू होगा। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि जल्दी जल्दी ये काम पूरा होगा। सभी का एनडीआरएफ, एसडीआरएफ, सेना के लोग, वायुसेना के लोग, थल सेना के लोग, सारे लोगों की, सभी की जो है इसमें सभी का सहयोग है, सभी अपना योगदान कर रहे हैं।
And DD India correspondent Dibyendu Mondal joins us with the latest updates from rescue site in Uttarkashi. Is there? Dibyendu, like you were describing in the morning also, the complexities, vertical drilling has also started, but what are the experts saying now? What are the challenges and the hurdles?
Well, Abhishek, the latest development that we can bring to you at this moment is that the manual digging and drilling of the 15-meter left debris is going to start shortly. The plasma cutter and the laser cutter machine that was brought in here day before yesterday have completed its job of removing the 12-meter of auger that was stuck inside the debris. We have also spoken to the laborers. In fact, they are also known as rat miners who are specialized in digging and drilling into such a situation and going inside through small holes. So these individuals will be going inside the tunnel very soon, and they will be taking the rescue operation will be taking the rescue operation forward by manually drilling and digging into this, and it is very shortly going to start the digging, and there are about 6 rat miners who will be going inside this small 1.2 meter diameter pipe that has been laid down, and will be drilling manually. If there are no hurdles and if there are no iron girders that comes inside into their path, they are expecting it to be completed in the next 2 days. So they will be coming in shifts, and in fact going inside in shifts to bring out the 41 trapped workers who are inside for the last 16 days now.
Dibyendu, you have told us what's happening outside, but tell us, how are the workers, who are trapped in the tunnel? Cameras have been fitted to have a conversation with them. What are they saying? Hope they are given enough motivation.
Well, of course, they are being taken, they are being given medical support, they are given psychosocial counseling every day. They are also being provided with warm food. They are also being provided with clothes, warm clothes, because the temperatures here are slowly dipping. And today it is extremely cold here because the sun hasn't come out, and it is cloudy. The Met Department has also predicted rain. So if that happens, the rescue operation could perhaps also be hampered because of the rain and the vertical drilling which is on top of the hill where I'm standing, behind me the hill where I'm standing. So these operations might get affected if there is rainfall here. So in fact the weather here is cloudy, but however, having said this, the workers are being looked after well. They are in contact with their family members. Their family members are also taken inside the tunnel turn by turn, and they are also made to speak to the workers who are trapped inside the tunnel for about 16 days now.
Also, Debyendu, before we leave you, I mean, tell us, if you go 2-3 days back, mission was at its last leg and everything was going fine. What was the major hurdle that came in the way? If you can explain this for the benefit of our viewers.
Well, we were almost close to reaching the workers about 3 days back, and everybody here hoped that, well, this could be the last night for the workers inside the dark tunnel. But however, the auger machine, which was being used to make way through the debris to reach the workers inside the tunnel, had hit roadblock. And why this roadblock was because there are different kinds of composition, rock composition inside the tunnel, because it's the Himalayan region. The Himalayan region has different kind of rocks. Not only this, the tunnel has, to build this tunnel, there were several iron girders that were used, steel girders, iron rods that were used, and the auger machine cannot penetrate through the iron and steel girders. And this is where each time they were trying to push harder inside the debris, they were being hit with this roadblock, and the auger machine at several times had broken down. And the last time when, in fact, day before yesterday, when the operation was stopped, was perhaps because the GPR technology, which was used to provide a better topographical study of the material inside the debris, was not accurate enough. And but however, the authorities here believed that was believed that report, and the auger machine was pushed very hard, which is the reason about 15 meters blade of the auger machine was stuck inside the debris, which took about 2 days for the plasma cutter machine and the laser cutter machine to bring that auger out that was stuck, the blades of the auger that was stuck inside the debris, which delayed the operation by almost 2 days. Having said this, the machineries that are coming in here from different parts of the country are very bulky and very heavy, and to bring them to such a height where we are standing and where this tunnel is located takes some amount of time, because the roads in the mountains are not very wide, and there is this hill climbing. So basically it takes time, and the best possible method which one thinks of here, the authorities have decided in their meetings, is that going through the debris, because that is the shortest possible way to reach them. The other options are long, but of course they are all being tried together at this moment, because they are expecting to not take any more chances.
The good thing is, Debyendu, that the effort is on at war footing. We'll leave it there. Thank you for getting us the latest from Uttarkashi. Moving on to our next story now, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will travel to Dubai, UAE to attend the World Climate Action Summit. PM Modi will be in UAE from 30th November to 1st December for COP28 at the invitation of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi. The Conference of Parties provides a unique opportunity to impart momentum for collective action towards combating the shared challenge of climate change. Climate change has been an important priority area of India's G20 presidency, and COP28 will provide an opportunity to take forward the success of Delhi Declaration. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson is set to travel to India and the UAE beginning Monday for a series of meetings with key government officials. Nelson will also meet with space officials in both countries to deepen bilateral cooperation across the broad range of innovation and research-related areas, especially in human exploration and earth science. Nelson's visit to India will fulfill a commitment as part of the US and India initiative on critical and emerging technology initiated by President Joe Biden. In the India leg, Nelson will visit several locations, including the Bengaluru-based facilities where the NISAR spacecraft, a joint Earth-observing mission between NASA and its Indian counterpart ISRO, is undergoing testing and integration for launch in 2024. And inspired by Gandhiji's rail journey, universities in India's Jammu and Kashmir organized 2 weeks College on Wheels Yatra on JK Gyanodaya Express. In this yatra, more than 700 girl students from 7 different universities in J&K, comprising 12 colleges, have participated. As part of this journey, the students along with faculties visited Goa Naval Area and Goa Shipyard. The campaign aims to provide more opportunities to the girl students. Vikas Bharat Sankalp Yatra was organized in India's Hathras district. Camps were set up where people were given information about the public welfare schemes issued by the government and its benefits. A video message about the schemes was also played. On the occasion, people were provided the benefits of various schemes including Jal Jeevan Mission, Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana and other health facilities. Ayushman cards were also distributed among the locals. Now, Ladakh will soon have Southeast Asia's first night sky sanctuary. The sanctuary is being set up with the help of Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bengaluru, affiliated to the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. India's Minister of State for Science and Technology informed that was addressing the gathering after inaugurating the exhibition Ladakh's Pride to mark the 4th anniversary of the establishment of the Union Territory of Ladakh. Spread over 1,073 square kilometers, the Dark Sky Reserve will be located at Hanlip village in eastern Ladakh as part of Chanthang Wildlife Sanctuary. It will boost astro-tourism in India and will be one of the world's highest located sites for optical, infrared and gamma ray telescopes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday visited the southern Indian hill shrine of Lord Venkateshwara at Tirumala and offered prayers. The Prime Minister on social media site X said, and I quote him, "At the Sri Venkateshwara Swami temple in Tirumala, prayed for the good health, well-being and prosperity of 140 crore Indians," unquote. Now, Guru Nanak Jayanti is being celebrated all over the world on Monday to mark the birth anniversary of the first Guru of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Sikh devotees offer prayers in the Golden Temple as they take a holy dip inside water. Gurdwaras are lit up as people celebrate the sacred festival. The celebration is notable for its fervent devotion, spiritual gatherings and the recitation of hymns.
साथियों, पूर्णिमा के दिन ही गुरु नानक देव जी का भी प्रकाश पर्व है। गुरु नानक जी के अनमोल संदेश भारत ही नहीं, दुनिया भर के लिए आज भी प्रेरक और प्रासंगिक है। ये हमें सादगी, सद्भाव और दूसरों के प्रति समर्पित होने के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं। गुरु नानक देव जी ने सेवा भावना, सेवा कार्यों की जो सीख दी, उसका पालन हमारे सिख भाई बहन पूरे विश्व में करते नजर आते हैं। मैं मन की बात के सभी श्रोताओं को गुरु नानक देव जी के प्रकाश पर्व की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
So this was India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who extended greetings on the auspicious occasion of Prakash Parv of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. PM Modi, in his monthly radio program Mann Ki Baat, he said that Guru Nanak Dev Ji's emphasis on serving others and furthering brotherhood give strength to millions around the world. An Indian northern city of Varanasi shimmers in light as it gears up for Dev Deepavali today, with the city adorned in brilliant lights and decorations. The city will witness illumination of 12 lakh diyas and offering prayers at nearly 60 ghats at the same time. Over 7 to 8 lakh visitors are expected to attend this year, with strict security arrangements in place. Dev Deepavali is related to the Indian mythology, symbolizing Lord Shiva's victory over an all-powerful demon, Tripurasur. Now, Kartik Purnima, or the full moon day of Hindu month of Kartik, is being celebrated across the North India with religious fervour. Devotees in northern Indian city of Haridwar took a holy dip at the sacred river Ganga on the auspicious occasion of Kartik Purnima. All right, time now for another short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. India outshine Australia in the second 2020 international game. Italy beats Australia to reclaim Davis Cup title after 47 long years.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future, because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. On the 7th day of the 54th edition of the International Film Festival of India, various exciting events took place. Actress Rani Mukherjee and former Sri Lankan cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan shared their insights in masterclass. Here's the day's roundup from IFFI in Goa.
An in-conversation session with the Hindi film actress Rani Mukherjee exploring the theme of delivering compelling performances was held at IFFI on Sunday. Rani said that she always tries to portray Indian women as strong characters. She added that outside India, films and their characters are viewed as windows towards our Indian culture. Red carpet for 100th the movie was also held, where former Sri Lankan cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan and Mathur Mittal spread their magic. Director Mridul Gupta, writer Manimala Das and producer Dhaniram Tissot of the Karbi feature film Mirbeen joined for a candid media interaction. Mirbeen is an authentic portrayal of the 2005 extremist strife that engulfed Karbi Anglong. In addition, several other films from different genres and countries were screened throughout the day, offering a diverse range of cinematic experiences to the festival attendees. Overall, the 7th day of the 54th International Film Festival of India was filled with exciting film screenings, enlightening masterclasses and engaging discussions, making it a memorable day for all the participants and attendees.
With an impressive lineup of movie screenings, masterclasses and red carpet events, Day 7 of the International Film Festival of India concludes. The festival remains an event that is looked forward for the global cinema calendar, bringing together all the film enthusiasts under one roof. Shama Mishra, DD India, Goa.
And the 14-day-long India International Trade Fair 2023 comes to an end on Monday. India has witnessed a resurgence in the production of traditional and indigenous items. Different state pavilions at the India International Trade Fair are showcasing the artistic indigenous toys. DD India's Kriti Vadhera reports.
India has a rich legacy in toy making. From ages, handicrafts have been a significant part of Indian culture and heritage. It is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's initiative and emphasis on vocal for local which has fueled an entire movement in India. Channapatna and Kinhal toys are a particular form of wooden toys native to Karnataka. These traditional crafts are also protected as a geographical indicator tag under the World Trade Organization.
The toys are very good. I want to buy all of them. This is the toy I bought. This is a very good toy. I like it. And I am playing with it also. I feel good to be here. There are very colorful toys and there are so many shops of various states of India.
Prime Minister Modi insisted on recognizing and appreciating the efficacy, richness and charm of the locally produced arts, crafts and utility products. As a result, India's first toy cluster has started in Karnataka.
I would really like to appreciate PM Modi ji that he is encouraging such a endeavor and promoting indigenous trade in our country.
Traditional toys from India are among many products that have been popular in various states for the culture, memories and craft they symbolize.
This pavilion of indigenous toys here at India International Trade Fair this time is bustling with shoppers. These Indic toys have the potential to entertain your children educationally, and it can also connect them culturally, appreciating their history. With camera person Radhe Krishna, I am Kriti Vadhera reporting from New Delhi for DD India.
All right, you're watching DD India News. Our time now for some sporting action. All right, we'll start with cricket. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ishan Kishan and Ruturaj Gaikwad shone brightly with quick-fire 50s, driving India to a commanding 44-run victory over Australia in the second T20I. With this victory, India have surged ahead in the 5-match series, leading 2-0. And Italy won the Davis Cup for the second time as an outstanding display by Yannick Sinner secured a straightforward 2-0 victory over Australia on Sunday. After Matteo Arnaldi outlasted Alexei Popyrin in the first singles clash, Yannick Sinner thrashed Alex de Minaur 6-3, 6-0. Sinner had saved 3 match points against Novak Djokovic in Saturday's semi-final with Serbia before beating the 24-time Grand Slam champion. He then defeated Djokovic again and his partner Miomir Kekmanovic in the doubles with Lorenzo Sonego. Italy's first win was in 1976 in the elite men's team competition. And the mascot logo and jersey for the first ever Khelo India Para Games was launched on Sunday at the Zoravas Auditorium in Manekshaw Centre in New Delhi. The games are scheduled to be held from 10th to 17th December. All right, and Olympian shooter Samresh Jung, who was also present on the occasion, said that this is an ideal platform for the aspiring para-athletes who want to do big in sports.
Olympian shooter Samresh Jung is with us, who has won medals in Asian Games and Commonwealth Games too. Welcome to DD India, sir. First of all, big initiative by the government, Para Khelo India happening for the first time.
Yes, definitely, because we can see that Khelo India has had a big impact on the sports. So now Khelo Para Games starting, so it will definitely help a lot of para athletes to get connected with the sport.
So this will help, you think, more athletes to take part in Para-Asian Games and Paralympics also?
Yes, definitely, because this will spread the sport, and the bigger base we have, the better athletes we'll have. So definitely this will reflect, may not be immediate, but it takes its time, and it will reflect on the Asian Games and the Olympics also.
For any nation to become a sporting nation, work at the grassroots level is important. You think this is a big initiative in that sense by the government working at the grassroots level?
Yes, definitely. With the population we have, so we definitely have talent. What we require is the opportunity for that talent to show itself. So this will give them an opportunity, and I am hopeful that we will have future champions out of this thing.
You are a shooting coach. I'll talk about shooting also. What do you have to say about India's performance in World Cup finals in Doha?
Yeah, it was a bit. We had a couple of finalists. We are unlucky we didn't get medals. We got just one medal. But then the overall performance was, I think, good because they were competing amongst the best of the whole year. So the performance was good. Would have liked them to win a couple of more medals, but I'm happy.
Paris Olympics is not that far now. We returned empty-handed. 15 shooters could not win any medal in Tokyo. I'm not saying that they didn't perform well, but what do we expect in Paris?
We expect them to perform better, and they will. We have better shooters, stronger shooters. So now it all boils down to that day. So I'm hopeful, fingers crossed.
Right, sir. One last question. What message do you want to give to the para-athletes who will take part in the Khelo India Games?
First of all, enjoy your participation here, have fun, enjoy the sports, and they will get a lot of opportunities. And keep your eyes open for all the information that they get, because from here they can go forward.
Thank you for speaking to us. Enjoy the sport, have fun, and then sky is the limit. With camera person Ashwini, this is Abhishek Mahajan in Delhi for DD India. And before we wrap up, let's enjoy the beautiful visuals of the sand art made with 5,000 flowers on Puri beach in Odisha by world-renowned sand artist Doordarshan Patnaik on the occasion of Kartik Purnima. And that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. And from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.